You're sitting at a cafe table, a cup of something warm in your hands, watching the morning light move across cobblestones you've never seen before. There's no one asking where you want to go next, no compromises to make, no one else's itinerary to follow. It's just you, the world, and the absolute freedom of retirement. Sound too good to be true? It isn't. In fact, for millions of women over 60, solo travel isn't just a dream, it's becoming one of the most fulfilling chapters of their entire lives. And today, we're going to talk about how you can make it yours, too. Welcome back, friends. If you're new here, this channel is all about making the most of the retirement years, because let's be honest, you worked hard for them. Today's topic is one I get asked about more than almost anything else: traveling alone for the first time after retirement. Where do you go? Is it safe? And how do you avoid paying a fortune in those dreaded single supplements? We're covering all of it, so settle in. Let's start with the big question that stops a lot of women before they even pack a bag. Is it actually safe to travel solo as a retired woman? And I want to answer that honestly, not just with a cheerful "of course it is." The truth is that traveling solo as a woman does require some awareness and preparation, but so does driving on a highway or walking through a parking garage. The world is not the scary place the evening news sometimes makes it out to be, and millions of solo female travelers, many of them in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, are proof of that every single day. That said, smart travel is safe travel. Before you go anywhere, spend some time on the U.S. State Department's travel website. They maintain updated safety information for every country in the world, and it takes about 10 minutes to check. You're looking for the travel advisory level. Anything at a level 1 or level 2 is generally considered fine for independent travel. Beyond that, a few habits will serve you enormously well. Always share your itinerary with someone you trust back home. Check in regularly, even just a quick text or a photo. Keep digital and physical copies of your passport stored separately, one in your bag, one saved securely online. And trust your instincts. If a situation feels off, you don't owe anyone an explanation for walking away from it. That instinct didn't serve you this long by accident. Now let's talk about where to actually go, because this is where it gets exciting. For first-time solo travelers, the key is choosing a destination that feels welcoming, easy to navigate, and where you won't feel like an outsider trying to decode a complicated new world all by yourself. Portugal is at the top of almost every solo female travel list right now, and for very good reason. The Portuguese people are famously warm and unhurried. Lisbon and Porto are walkable cities with excellent public transportation, English is widely spoken, and the cost of living is low enough that a beautiful dinner out feels like an affordable luxury rather than a splurge. The country is also remarkably safe. It consistently ranks among the safest countries in the world, and you'll often see solo women travelers dining alone at restaurants without so much as a second glance. The Algarve coast in the south offers stunning scenery, charming small towns, and a slower pace that's perfect if you want sun without the chaos of bigger tourist destinations. If you'd love to stay closer to home, Canada is a wonderful option that gets overlooked simply because it feels familiar. But places like Quebec City are genuinely like stepping into a European village without crossing an ocean. Victoria, British Columbia has a reputation as one of the most livable and walkable small cities on the continent, and the landscapes of Nova Scotia will stop you in your tracks. The familiarity of the language and currency makes logistics easy, which frees up your mental energy to actually enjoy yourself. For something a little more adventurous, New Zealand is exceptional for solo female travelers. It has a culture of outdoor adventure, incredibly friendly locals, and a well-developed tourism infrastructure that makes getting around relatively seamless. The country is compact enough that you can see a remarkable variety of landscapes in a single trip, and because it's English-speaking and has a strong safety record, it's a wonderful place to stretch your comfort zone without feeling overwhelmed. Japan is another destination that surprises many first-time solo travelers. It is one of the safest countries in the world, consistently ranked at the very top, and Japanese culture places a high value on courtesy and respect. The train system is precise and reliable, cities are clean and easy to navigate, and solo dining is completely normalized. There are even restaurants specifically designed for solo diners. The food alone makes it worth the long flight. And then there's Ireland, which remains a timeless choice for solo travelers. The landscape is breathtaking, the locals are famously talkative and kind, the pace of life invites you to slow down, and there's something about the culture there that makes a woman traveling alone feel genuinely celebrated rather than pitied. You'll find yourself in conversations you never expected with people who become friends before the end of the afternoon. Now, here's the part I know many of you have been waiting for, the single supplement. Because this one stings. If you've ever looked into a cruise or a guided tour only to discover that traveling as a solo means paying an extra 50, 60, sometimes 100% on top of the regular price, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Tour operators have historically designed their pricing around two people sharing a room, and solo travelers have been quietly penalized for it for decades. But that is genuinely starting to change, and there are real ways around it. First, look for tour companies that have specifically eliminated the single supplement for solo travelers. Overseas Adventure Travel, often called OAT, is one of the most well-known, and they have a long-standing no single supplement policy on many of their small group tours. Rhodes Scholar, which offers educational travel experiences and is enormously popular in the retired community, also waives the single supplement on a large number of their programs. Saga Holidays, which caters specifically to travelers over 50, offers single supplement-free options as well. These are not obscure workarounds, these are mainstream companies that have recognized the solo traveler market and adjusted accordingly. Second, look for tours that offer roommate matching. Many tour operators will pair you with another solo traveler of the same gender, allowing both of you to pay the standard per-person rate. Yes, you'll be sharing a room with someone you've never met, but here's the thing most people don't tell you. That can actually be one of the best parts of the trip. Some of the deepest friendships made in retirement have started exactly that way, two strangers who shared a hotel room in Tuscany or Patagonia and ended up traveling together for years afterward. Third, travel in the shoulder season. This is the time just before or just after peak tourist season, and it's when tour operators are far more willing to negotiate or waive fees to fill their remaining spots. You'll also have smaller crowds, more personal attention from guides, and often significantly better pricing across the board. And while we're talking about group tours, I want to say something about why they are particularly worth considering for a first solo trip. There's a misconception that group tours are for people who can't manage independent travel, and I want to push back on that firmly. A well-chosen small group tour gives you a built-in community of people with similar interests and similar life stages. You're never eating breakfast alone wondering what to do with your day. You have someone to share the wonder of a moment with. And for navigating unfamiliar places, a local guide is an irreplaceable asset, someone who knows where the extraordinary hidden restaurant is, who understands the history in a way no guidebook can replicate, and who will handle the logistics that can drain the joy out of independent travel. That doesn't mean you have to do every trip as a group tour. Many experienced solo travelers use a hybrid approach, a group tour to get comfortable in a new region, followed by a few days of independent exploration before flying home. It's a wonderful way to build confidence gradually. Here's what I want you to take away from today. Solo travel in retirement is not a consolation prize. It is not what you do when no one is available to join you. It is a full and wonderful way to see the world, on your schedule, at your pace, with your priorities. The women who are doing it are not reckless or lonely, they are curious, brave, and having some of the best experiences of their lives. You don't need to be fearless to travel alone. You just need to take that first step. Research your destination, share your plans, find a tour company that respects your solo status, and then go. The cobblestones are waiting. The cafe table is waiting. And that version of you, sitting in the morning light with a cup of something warm, completely free, she's waiting too. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this was helpful, please share it with a friend who's been on the fence about solo travel, because she needs to hear this. Leave a comment below and let me know, where would your dream solo destination be? I read every single one. Until next time, take good care of yourself, and I'll see you right back here.